Hey guys, Dave Temple here. Listen up. You can be tough, rugged, a mountain climbing lumberjack with a beard like Zeus, but not getting your prostate checked? That's not brave. That's actually dumb. I thought I didn't need it either. Guess who was wrong? Bingo. One tiny test, 15 minutes, and boom, my life changed. Surgery, recovery, enough awkward doctor moments to last a lifetime. But thankfully, I am here, and that's why I wrote Life in Two Columns, Shit That Matters and Everything Else. It's a book that's honest, helpful, and occasionally embarrassing enough to make you snort laugh. Grab the ebook for 99 cents or the paperback for only $10 for a limited time right now on Amazon. Just search Life in Two Columns. $1 on an ebook and 10 for a paperback? Come on. And if you want to read while someone with a buttery radio voice perhaps reads it to you, go to davidetemple.com and snag the audiobook for only $11. Yeah, $11. davidetemple.com. P.S. It's also on Audible. Seriously, go to davidetemple.com, laugh a lot, cry a little, but most importantly, learn something. And for the love of all that's holy, get checked. Thanks. Can you hear me?
I can hear you through the door. Talk now.
Boppity beep, bitty boop, bitty boop.
I had my whoozy what's it off.
Oh, the inevitable whoozy what's it?
Yes. Sweetness. Hi.
Hi. Happy holidays. Beep, 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 beep.
What's your favorite holiday movie? Just right off the top of your head.
Top of my head, it's a tie between Elf and It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, well, you got both spectrums. Let's go nostalgic and then fun. I really like Elf. Animated, I mean, outside of the good old fashioned Frosty, the Snowman, and Charlie Brown and Rudolph.
Yeah.
I love Polar Express.
Oh, I never think about it. Yeah, with Tom Hanks. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a heart warmer.
Yeah.
The people who say Die Hard, I always go, is it really? Is it because it took place at Christmas? Does that make it the best Christmas?
I mean, it happened on Christmas Eve, and then he got back together with his wife and kids, so it's a heart pull, but I would never think of that, not to be judgmental, I would never think of that as a Christmas movie.
Well, there is a battalion of people that would say, yeah, that very thing. It's the Christmas holiday, and I'm like,
and good for them. I mean, they might be a hater on me about, Elf or Polar Express, or I used to be hands down Love Actually.
Right.
And then you came into my life and it's like, oh, I don't need that. Like, that was such a romantic pull. Like, oh, I want that. And then you came into my life and now I have it. So, yeah.
You say the sweetest things.
Just because it's true.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dave and Tammy Year-End Extravaganza on the Thriller Zone, our last show of the year. Wow.
How many did you do this year? Do you know off the top of your head?
This marks number 250.
Total.
Oh, no, sorry. Total, yeah. This year, I want to say 36.
Wow.
Yeah, because it wasn't quite 4 a month, would have been 48. Yeah. I think it was either 36 or 38. I could go back and count it, but it was
impressive.
Yeah, it was.
And such great artists. Like, you had some real bangers on this year.
I was so pleased because I got to meet a couple of my heroes, including Scott Turow, Robin Cook, most recently, the guy who wrote Coma. James Patterson kicked off the year, very first show of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a stellar year. And then we got into some great producers and publishers, and we went off the beaten path, and just a fantastic year. So grateful for so many people who showed up and just showed the love to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. You had a variety of newcomers, some heavy hitters, and then you had some of your classic people return, and it's always fun to see what they're doing. I mean, personally and professionally.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm pulling up my cheat sheet. Joel Dicker, who was supposed to be on the show last year, showed
mhm,
up, and he ended up being one of the most delightful guests of all time.
mhm,
And then, yeah, to your point, a couple of people that stood out. Marshall Karp has become kind of a dear old friend.
mhm.
A guy that I spend way too much time with is Lee Goldberg, and his brother
Oh,
Todd showed
yeah,
up.
yeah,
God, that was a hoot and a half.
yeah.
Speaking of returns, Lisa Gardner, Kyle Mills showed up. Oh, another one who had never been on the show. And I met him at Thriller Fest in 2019. And I remember thinking, wow, what? Steve Barry.
Steve Barry, I was thinking about him, and then who's the author that lives, I want to say Wyoming or Montana, and you got off of a podcast with him not this year but the year before, and I had shared I learned so much about grizzly bears and bear
CJ Boggs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was back on. I really like him. He just has great energy and a really kind spirit about him.
He is one of the good guys. Yeah, he is a
Mhm,
sweetheart. And it's so funny. When I first was introduced to him, I thought,
mhm.
CJ, he'll never be on my show. You know, he's
Mhm.
too big. And he couldn't have been more delightful, and he was just charming. And yeah, I learned a whole bunch about a whole lot of outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Here's another one that I loved. Emily Bessler from
Yes.
Emily Bessler
Oh my
Books.
gosh, that was and sorry. It's like
Oh,
my mind and my mouth are missing. Um, what was fun about Emily Bessler is she's almost been this dark figure, like, ooh, who is this person and what are they all about? And she's like the woman behind all these big deals happening. And then you have her on, and you guys immediately connected over growing up or having a connection with um, Virginia, and you were off to the races right away.
yeah.
Hmm.
She is as delightful as they come.
Hmm.
And I also met her for 3.5 seconds at
Right.
2019
Yeah.
Thriller Fest, because that was when
You
that
were
was
fanboying over Jack Carr.
Jack Carr was just really starting to explode, and he's now in the stratosphere,
Mm-hmm.
leaving us in his dust. But yeah, I met her for just a blink, and I'm like, oh man, she's something. But yeah, so delightful.
Hmm.
Here's Jack Stewart, my old friend Jack
Oh,
Stewart,
jeez.
who's been here, what, 3 times now?
Yeah.
You know,
I think you and Jack Stewart and Chris Hottie should have a round table.
Chris was on deck to be one of the final shows of the year, and we ran into a ginormous tech issue. Now, Riverside has been challenging of late for some bizarre reason, and Chris's audio and video was out of sync, and I couldn't hear him, and it was just a snafu. But yeah, talking about a guy who always shows up and makes me laugh every time and is so much fun.
He's just goodness. And then, yeah, I was in the room when you were trying to edit that. And I looked at you at one point, and it's like you had two audios going at the same time, and neither one of them connected with the video. Hopefully, I've heard from other people that I work with actually outside of this little podcast world. Um, they've worked with Riverside, and just Riverside's great. There's a ton of upsides, but they're pretty prickly when it comes to ease.
Yeah, well, something happened, and that particular day I found out that for about a 24, 48 hour period,
Mm-hmm.
there was a ghost in the machine on the
Oh,
cloud or something, so it was screwing up a lot of people. Anyway, back to the positive. David Baldacci was another guy.
yes.
Wow, there's
Yeah.
a guy I've been reading David Baldacci since uh, he would laugh at this, but yeah, since
A
high
while.
school, late high school, early college, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
And talking about a craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy who I've become really good friends with. We just hit it off instantly, and he makes a couple of lists on the show. And Gary Quessenberry.
Yes.
There's a
Yeah. That's a
guy
new fast friend.
came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Former air marshal, and just has taken off like a rocket. I think he's going to be a guy that we're going to be talking about for some time. Another highlight, talking about Emily Bessler, as we're doing our just highlight show. Mark Gottlieb had been on the show before. Mark Gottlieb, I have massive respect for. He's such a talented guy. But his dad, rumor was, I think Mark told me this, that his dad had heard Mark on the show, went down the hall, because they work at Trident Media Group, went down the hall, said, "Son, do you think I could get on David's show?"
That's really precious.
It is. And I said, "Of course, you're Robert Gottlieb." And we had the best time ever.
Yeah.
They did pass on my recent book, but that's okay. That's the way the cookies crumble. Scott Turow, like I mentioned. David McCloskey. He was another one who was supposed to be on the show.
Yeah.
We had him dialed in for, I think he was going to launch December, and we were trying to talk right around Thanksgiving, and he said, David, he said, he had done like 5 podcasts that day, was chasing and yelling at the kids, and
Teenagers.
lost his voice. And then we lost track because both of our schedules got busy.
He's a really interesting interview too. He's a smarty pants, so he's always fun to listen to.
Yeah.
And he has great intel. And like his whole background is just fascinating. I really enjoy the times that you connect.
He's got one of the most impressive backgrounds. Now, here's a guy. I've got to mention this guy. I met him again. Oh, look, 2019. Again, Thriller Fest. I remember I was running downtown, literally in pouring rain, to see Don Winslow sitting at the Mysterious bookstore. And he was being interviewed by Adrian McKenty. And I've got a photograph of me and Don and Adrian chatting. And Adrian seemed he seemed kind of aloof, although he was really fantastic at questions and so forth. But I think that's just fun. Anyway, he came on the show. I said hello. We were off to the races. We talked as hard and fast as we could. We became fast friends. He's one of the most astonishingly funny, fast, well-read cats I've ever met.
Yeah, I remember that day, and you were excited to interview him for all of the, normal reasons. And then when you got done talking to him, which you guys were on for a long time on the podcast, but then you were also on for a long time after that, just chatting. And I thought it feels like when you are on the line with Adam Hamdy.
Yeah.
You and Adam Hamdy just click, and you and Adrian McKenty had that same clickness. My own terminology, I don't think.
Clickness, yeah. I do owe Adam a call. We do. We reached out recently. He picked up a copy of my book.
Oh, great.
About prostate cancer, and we touched base and we said we would reconnect again. But before we get off of that, and by the way, big hugs to you, Adam Hamdy. But how about the way that I wrapped the show with a guest right before this one, the one and only Richard Armitage?
That was, okay, so in the world of fangirl for me, John Lindstrom last year was a total, you have who coming on the show? And then Richard Armitage was the same reaction, like, what did you just say? Hugh is going to be on the show? Yeah.
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 Wait a minute. It's Armitage?
I'm sure you pronounced it correctly.
Oh, geez. Did I say it right to his face the wrong way? Armitage?
No, I'm sure you said it right. I am notorious for butchering words and names. So don't pay attention to me. Yeah, I'm sure.
Richard, if I mispronounced, please forgive. Yeah, he was delightful. Yeah. Oh, my God. We also had a little bit of technical issues, and he was so gracious because, oh my God, people think, oh, Dave's cool as a cucumber. Everything just happens. I'm like, it's not always that way. And when you have when you're a perfectionist and you work so hard to make everything dial in and it doesn't go off flawlessly, but he was like, David, it's Riverside. It's happened to me before. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what a fantastic year. Yeah. I'd love to say hi and love to all the people that were on the show. Robbie Bach, the guy who, behind, what's the
Xbox.
Xbox? Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a cram. I mean, I crammed in as many as I could, considering that I was, coming back off of the final round of treatments and just all the things going on in our life. But boy, what a killer year, 2025. It's going to be tough to top that. And I think I said this. Who did I say this to? Oh, I said this to Richard Armitage. I said the only person that I have not had on the show in 4.5 years that I really, 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 really wanted was Harlan Coben.
Harlan Coben would be such a great pull.
Well, there's 2 reasons. First of all, he's, in my mind, this is going to sound odd in one way. I want to say he's kind of like, in my mind, he's this year, this decade, this century, Michael Crichton, because Michael Crichton was my hero growing up because he was the writer and the producer, blah, blah, blah. And he's kind of stepped into that kind of an arena. But, and I met him at 2019 Thriller Fest, and we hit it off famously, high-fiving and hugging and laughing and kidding around. I'm like, oh, I could really party with this guy. And then I took his master class, and he's so dialed in. But, the thing is, every time I turn around, as you very well know, honey, because you love all those shows, is he's got multiple TV shows on. So he's busy.
You mentioned something to me. You have several connections to Janet Jovanovic.
Yes.
Did I pronounce her name correctly?
Jovanovic.
And at one point, I believe I mentioned it. We were having a conversation and I said, oh my gosh, this would be great. You could get her on the show. And you said, at a certain point, the authors at that level, they just don't do podcasts. They just don't have to. So that made me see things in a different light. Like, regardless of the amount of connections, it just might not be something certain people do. And I almost view Harlan Coben in that same vein. Like, well, maybe you just, the guy's probably got an incredibly busy schedule. And so maybe he just doesn't, when he's on CBS this morning, maybe there's that's a priority over doing some podcasts.
And there's another show that I would be remiss if I did not mention, because I was looking at the analytics behind it just in the last couple of days. One of the highest watched shows of the year happened on Thanksgiving week when Tammy Temple hosted the Thriller Zone on Nonfiction Friday, something that she came up with quite some time ago, and I never got around to doing it, but we finally did it, and it blew off the charts with you hosting, which tells me they're really coming for you, honey. So
I know. Well, thank you, and it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we could do that, and I'm glad that we could share your story in a way that you felt comfortable doing so.
Yeah, and I almost bailed on that whole project. I wrote the book, and I was really excited about the idea, and then a few things happened not the way I wanted to. We won't go down that path, but they were really, really disappointing. And then I got kind of overly conscious about it, and then I kind of fell off of the idea. And then in some quiet moment, I said, no, guys have to know about this. And so I went through with it, and it's been selling well.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't be talking about it and not show it. I mean, there it is. Life in 2 columns, shit that matters and everything else. Straight talk about managing prostate cancer. Let me go ahead and do the plug now while I'm thinking about it. This is a very quick, as you can see, it's a thin little book. It's 200 pages, and it ends with some workshop stuff that you can, copy off on your copier and take with you to meetings. But anyway, it's light and it's dark and it's happy and it's sad. But I just got really encouraged to share the story, and I am amazed at how many people have come up to me and said, or written me and said, David, couple things. I didn't know you had prostate cancer. And I'm like, oh, I guess I didn't talk about him as much as I felt self-consciously as I had. Second of all, I didn't know you went through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Third of all, I'm so impressed and surprised at your vulnerability. I'm like, well, you can't tell this kind of a story and not shoot it straight, because otherwise,
Why do it?
Yeah, why do it? So what and then on top of this all, I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I came out of the gate charging a pretty good price. I mean, I'm an author as well. I got to think about it. I said, I'm going to drop the prices. Because it's more important right now for me to get the word out. So folks, if you're listening, you can get it on ebook right now for 99 cents. Usually you'll sell a book and you'll let it go for, $7.99 or whatever for months and months and months. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go 99 cents so that the barrier of entry is so frictionless. For $1, you can read my practical memoir. And if you're on KU, Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free, which I'd love for you to do and tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
Now, so then I thought, well, the paperback, I think I came out at like, I don't know, 15, 16 bucks. I dropped that down to $9.99. So $10, you get the paperback book. And then the audio book, and I dropped that down. So it's like $10.99. So you can pick up the audiobook straight from me for $10.99 and help an author. Because if you're an author, you know how this system works. If you're Amazon, they're taking a big chunk of it. It just hit Audible. I'm going to put that up on the screen.
Oh, good.
It just hit Audible. So if you're one of those people like, David, I don't know about ordering it from your website. It might not be secure. Okay, well, fine. Order from Audible. Or if you're an Audible member, you can listen for free, right? So you can get it one of 4 ways: 99 cents ebook, $9.99 paper, $10.99 audio, or through Audible. So where can you do that? davidetemple.com. How you doing?
And as you said, the most important thing is to get the word out.
Get checked, yes.
Get the word out.
So thank you for putting up with that impromptu commercial, but it's important to me. It's memorable. It's the end of the year, and it's the holidays. And look, everybody knows a guy, right? Every one of us knows a guy.
A guy got me here.
Right.
I needed a mom and a dad, so clearly.
Good. Yes. Very good. So there, everybody knows a guy, and 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer. Think about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Christmas show.
Yes.
Folks, in case you didn't know, Tammy and I do this thing. It used to be like top 30, then it was top 20. I think we're going to do top 10. It's the holidays. We've bought a new home. We've got holiday festivities to attend to. We've got family to go visit. We've got a car in the shop. We got a new dog since last we spoke, if you haven't listened in a while. There's just a heap of stuff going on. So we boiled it down to top 10 favorite movies, top 10 favorite television series, and for me, top 10 favorite thriller fiction books of this year.
Documentaries as well.
Yeah, documentaries in there. We're going to include those inside of the movies.
Last year we did podcasts.
We're not doing that.
My podcast love really hasn't changed in a year, and who needs to be repetitive or redundant? So
yeah. So here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We have top 10 movies. Now, folks, if you remember from last year and the year before, and maybe is this our third? That's our third.
We did our first one, I think, from Renee and Jake's house in Colorado Springs in 2021.
Holy.
I think.
Wow. You look so good tonight, by the way. I just wanted to say it. Folks, are you watching this on YouTube? You should. She is as beautiful as it gets.
Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Well, I should have said that earlier. 2020. All right. So here's the thing. Tammy and I were talking as we were making this list. And I was surprised at I think the word is dearth. Dearth means lack thereof, right? I believe I'm right if my dictionary doesn't fail me. The lack of great movies. Now, there were some really killer ones, but when you think about 365 days, we'll call it that way, we're almost there. You'd think there would be a lot more movies that are just like, not the case, right, hon?
Correct. I mean, for me, I had to do like I think I have 8 top movies. I have a few that hit my boo hiss list. And then I have a few that I'm looking forward to. And then I did break out my documentaries.
All right, so let's do this. Why don't you just we did this whole back and forth, and I don't want to do. Oh, here's my number one. What's your number one? Here's my number 4. Screw it. Just just go through your 10, and I'm just gonna jump on
Well, because no doubt we probably have the same in some situations. And I think what's interesting is like my view of a boo hiss, you could say, but that from a director's standpoint or a story standpoint or a creative standpoint, like this is what was interesting about that movie. So I think that's a very interesting. Again, we're using interesting. I think that's very, very interesting dialogue.
Well, again, to put a finer point on that, we watch all content together 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So it stands to reason. Baby, what is the movie that we watched the other day and we were really having a hard time enjoying it, but I really enjoyed the way it was shot, and I made a point of the lighting and the meaning behind the lighting and the purpose and the way the cinematographer was doing his thing. It wasn't the one with Julia Roberts, was it?
After the Hunt.
Was that the one?
I think so.
And it's beautifully shot, and it's really charismatic in a lot of ways, and very, golly, neither one of us liked it. I don't want to say anything disparaging because I love Julia Roberts,
and to put some wrapping around my boo hiss. My boo hiss is, there are a few movies I was really looking forward to because I so liked either round 1 or like this, Julia Roberts, Andrew Garfield, like the list of actors, Michael Stahlberg, like I was really wanting to like this and I just didn't. And you kept pointing out, but look at how the director has the husband doing this and in the background this is happening, or look at the light, or he's using this nuance, and that is fascinating to me because as a viewer I don't have that educational background to understand that, where you do. So that is what brings an interesting conversation around movie watching, TV series watching.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, when I really get into it, like I do sometimes, it really does make me want to direct another film. I mean, I've only directed 3 or 4 shorts and 1 feature film, which we sold to Amazon Prime. But yeah, there's something about that visual medium of storytelling. All right, so why don't we do this? Why don't you just go ahead and shoot out of the gate? How many top movies do you have that you love? Let's just do your
I'm
love.
gonna do top 3.
Do it.
I loved F1, I loved Jay Kelly, and I loved Sinners.
Okay. I loved Mission Impossible. I loved F1. We've watched it now. We got off that movie. We bought a membership to F1 on the F1 channel, which I think we watched 1 show of. We watched F1 again. And then just the other night, within the last 10 nights, we watched it again, and it was just as good.
Yeah.
Golly, it's a good movie. Who doesn't like a good racing movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's see. So your top 3. My the Fall Guy was my number 3. So Mission, F1, Fall Guy, because
Fall Guy.
Ryan Gosling.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Just love me some Ryan
So
Gosling.
kind of along that spoofy
Yeah.
thing, I loved Good Fortune with Keanu Reeves.
That was so delightful, wasn't it?
That was great.
Let's
I
spend a
love
minute on Good Fortune a second.
Yeah,
Here's
yeah.
why. Because you've got the guy who started out with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure,
Mhm,
and some people still see him as that. Then you have The Matrix, which made him a billionaire.
mhm.
And then you have John Wick,
Yeah.
ass-kicking mofo.
Mhm.
So he comes along and plays a Gabriel, an angel with small wings,
Mhm.
who is responsible for stopping people from texting and driving. That's his one job.
So funny.
And then he becomes human and blah, blah, blah. It's so
Mhm.
freaking charming. You have got to watch it. I loved it. Good
Yeah,
point.
and Seth Rogen is in it, and Aziz Ansari,
Yes.
Sandra Oh. So just great cast, super fun premise. Nona's, I really liked that with Vince Vaughn. And the Nonas that came out to cook at the Italian restaurant in Brooklyn.
I forgot that movie. Yeah.
That was super sweet. I liked Wake Up Dead Man, Knives Out Mystery, number 3.
That was the best of the 3, don't you think?
I liked the first one, and I would say the first one and the third one are equal for me.
I have a guilty pleasure, which was Nobody. That is
Oh,
my.
yeah.
Uh,
I liked him.
I'm dropping his name right now, but
Bob. Is it Bob something?
the commercial has him just a
Yeah.
big fist. It's just good. It's guilty pleasure. By the way, I want to go back to Jay Kelly. I don't know what I was expecting out of George Clooney and Jay Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most charming movies I've seen in a while. It was so deftly done, charming as hell. You love George Clooney. You kind of get agitated by him, and at the end, you just want to go give him a hug. Just a charming movie.
Yeah, I mean, the realization of watching your life go by and the awareness of the choices you've made.
I owe a lot to George Clooney. I'll share on another show someday, but I admire him so greatly.
And Adam Sandler was, I mean, all of the acting was really good. I love Laura Dern. She's great.
Adam Sandler was off the charts good.
Great. Yeah.
All right, here's one that I really, really, really wanted to love because I loved the first one. The Accountant 2.
Same. Boo hiss list.
Boo hiss to the motherfucker. Boo freaking hiss.
And how about in the same vein, loved Den of Thieves? How many times have we watched Den of Thieves?
And Den of Thieves 2 was laughable.
Boo hiss list.
Two movies that really should have just rocked. But here's the personification of why you don't always need to do sequels.
Yeah.
The Accountant, they just they jumped the shark, kicked the shark in the teeth, and sent it home. Horrible. Anyway.
Are there any movies that you're looking forward to watching that maybe haven't, like, we're big streamers except like big blockbusters?
Before I answer that, I want to say one that we have talked about, and it's a little bit uncomfortable to watch. It's a little strange. It's a lot strange. It's odd. It's really quirky as hell, but I somehow enjoyed it. Maybe because of the actors, and that's Begonia.
Yes. Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. You made a comment when we were watching it and you said, wow, Emma Stone is a real risk taker. And she is. You're so right. That was a good story. And I was in it the whole time. And it can get a little kooky.
You have to have a little patience. If you're into off the beaten path movies with a little bit of strange factor, but risky. That is best says it, doesn't all?
And I wonder what we're going to be saying about Jesse Plemons like 10 years from now.
You know,
Because some of the stuff that he's done from, was it Year of the Dog?
yeah.
A few years ago. And then Civil War and
He is not, to compare him to Philip Seymour Hoffman is not fully fair, because Philip Seymour Hoffman was probably one of the greatest actors of our generation, but I think he's close to it
yeah.
because of his range and his commitment.
Yes.
He dives into that thing. You never see him flinch. You never see him wink. You never see him cheat. He is a phenomenal actor. I would love to work with him. Oh my God. Talking about a brave soul.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. You asked me what am I looking for. The one movie on the top of my head that I cannot wait to see, reuniting the two guys who launched an entire Hollywood career with Good Will Hunting, is Ben and Matt in The Rip.
Yeah, that's going to be out in just a few weeks.
January,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, cannot wait to
Yeah.
see that. I can't think of any others, but I know you must have some, because you wouldn't have asked that question if you hadn't.
There are a few, kind of going through the Golden Globe nominations and seeing what else is out there that we haven't seen. Like some of the foreign films look interesting to me, but instead of going down a rabbit hole, I would say if I'm going to pull one out that's I've been watching is Smashing Machine with The Rock, and he plays the boxer.
Oh yeah.
I'm curious to see his range.
He's had a real transformation.
Yeah.
And a real battle with the system. He said, he had gotten into the business and people put him in a pigeonholed him. And he said, I wanted to do something different, which is funny because he did a wrestling movie, which is how he launched his career. However, between the prosthetic makeup and the way he approached the story and the way he disappeared into the role, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he got an Oscar for it.
Yeah. I'll save the rest of my list. We can talk about the movies we liked next year that are probably on my list.
There is one that I really wanted to like. Again, I wanted to like it. I sat down and talked with Mike Gross, my best pal in the world, the other day. He said, have you seen it? I said, I saw it. I like the director, Paul Anderson. I wanted to like it. I love me some Leonardo DiCaprio because I think he's brave. But one battle after another, I'm not saying it's bad. I just didn't get it. I mean, he had one frequency in that movie. He didn't let up. He didn't change it out. He didn't do anything magical. I don't want to badmouth it because everyone's raving about it, but maybe that's part. And I said to Mike, I said, part of the reason is people rave. And then you go into it expecting this. And then you're like, okay, yeah, it's all right.
I thought it was entertaining for sure. I looked at you a couple of times. It was hard to understand, is this like comedy drama?
Right.
Maybe there was a little bit of that in there, but I felt the same way too. Definitely not on the boo hiss list. Not on the boo hiss list. Just, yeah, I'm glad we watched it. It doesn't make my top 10 faves.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to take a very short break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into our top 10 television streaming series right here with the Dave and Tammy Year-End Extravaganza. Stay with us.
Hey guys, Dave Temple here. Listen up. You can be tough, rugged, a mountain climbing lumberjack with a beard like Zeus, but not getting your prostate checked? That's not brave. That's actually dumb. I thought I didn't need it either. Guess who was wrong? Bingo. One tiny test, 15 minutes, and boom, my life changed. Surgery, recovery, enough awkward doctor moments to last a lifetime. But thankfully, I am here, and that's why I wrote Life in 2 Columns, Shit That Matters and Everything Else. It's a book that's honest, helpful, and occasionally embarrassing enough to make you snort laugh. Grab the ebook for 99 cents or the paperback for only $10 for a limited time right now on Amazon. Just search Life in 2 Columns. $1 on an ebook and 10 for a paperback? Come on. And if you want to read while someone with a buttery radio voice perhaps reads it to you, go to davidetemple.com and snag the audiobook for only $11. Yeah, $11. davidetemple.com. P.S. It's also on Audible. Seriously, go to davidetemple.com, laugh a lot, cry a little, but most importantly, learn something. And for the love of all that's holy, get checked. Thanks.
And we're back. Welcome back to the Year-End Extravaganza. I'm Dave. That's Tammy, the most lovely and talented. I think maybe in 2026, whatever 2026 brings, people want more of Tammy. They say it every year. They want more Tammy.
Well, that's nice. Thank you.
I can't ever get enough of my Tammy. How you doing? Chirp, 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 chirp. All right. Why don't you lead us off with the top 10 television series? Now, this, folks, if you know anything about Dave and Tammy, we love us some content, and we can be a little brutal sometimes in our reviews of certain things. But if we're fans, you ain't got no doubt that we're fans, right, honey?
Correct. So I have my top 7 or 8, and then I have good TV.
Well, give me your top 3. I want to hear the 3 that really rocked your world this year.
The Pit, The Diplomat, Mobland.
If I was going to say my top 3, I was going to say Mobland, The Diplomat, Mobland, and The Pit.
Yeah. I mean, they're just awesome.
Awesome. The best writing on television in those 3.
Yeah. Well, and then my next level,
here we go.
1, 2, 3, would be The Agency, Task, and Slow Horses.
Okay. My next 3, The Studio, The Agency, and Black Rabbit.
Oh, yes.
I have a little bit of a man crush on Bateman. I can't lie.
I had to go back and watch The Studio. And I really, and I liked it, and I got it, and I liked it. But there's that show, there's this anxiety thread in it, because it's oh my God, we got to do this, and we have to do it in this time frame, and we have to solve this.
Yeah.
And that, when I'm working all day long, that hum doesn't necessarily serve me well. It gets me anxious. Can I just have a Xanax or a cup of green tea and a long walk? Because I can't watch anxiety TV.
Yeah. You know what? And to be fair, that did start out that way. I knew when I saw it, by halfway through the episode, my instincts went, this is going to be a smash hit. But to your point, especially that one where Seth Rogen is, he's head of the studio, and they're trying to hit magic hour, golden hour. Anybody who knows anything about filmmaking, there's a tiny window where the light is perfect, and it's about 5 minutes. And the anxiety on that set was, I was so wound up, I had to have a drink afterwards. It was just nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So we had this thing. So as we talked about, what was the Leo DiCaprio?
One Battle After Another.
Yeah, DiCaprio. One Battle After Another, and how we kind of looked at each other and thought, okay. You and I had the same thing about Severance, right? It's I think I'm going to like it. We're 3 episodes in. I want to like it. Now we're 6 episodes in. I think we're going to like it by the last episode. We just couldn't, we weren't those diehards. So literally, Severance is on my list as a what? Yeah. And I only have it on my list because I went back and watched it. And then after every episode, I listened to the podcast with Ben Stiller and Adam Scott. And it's okay, now I understand what they were trying to do. And I understand like the nuance and the messages. So for me, I'll continue to watch Severance. I don't know if you'll ever come on board, but Severance was a what? I'm trying to follow this.
I appreciated what it was trying to do. There were
Yeah.
moments I liked it.
Yeah.
It triggered something in me, and I cannot figure it out. I should probably go back into therapy to figure it out, but something just rubbed me the wrong way.
Hmm.
It's a brilliant show. I don't want
Yeah.
to take anything away from it. It wasn't my cup of tea. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I want to throw one in here
Yeah.
that I saw pop up on the screen. You know how you turn on the TV, honey, what you want to watch? I don't know. What do you want to watch? Well, maybe this, and you go, oh, maybe that. And I saw this come across the screen several times, and I'm like, I'm not going to watch that. And I'd see it again, and I'd see it again, and I'd see it again. I'm like, and I'm a romantic guy, and I'm like, rom-com? I don't know. But then we gave Nobody Wants This a
Oh,
chance.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I can say to you, if you're a guy and you're a guy's guy, I don't care if you're a guy's guy,
Mm-hmm.
you're probably, if you have a heart beating in your chest, you're going to love this. Kristen Bell is just as cute as pie. And the other guy, the guy who is
Adam Brody?
Adam,
Brody?
I don't know,
No? Okay.
is brilliant.
Yeah.
But that story was so perfect. It's like 30 minutes.
29, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Just delightful.
Yeah. It was a great surprise. I have that down as like the surprise. We had a few like good TV moments. White Lotus more for me, not so much for you.
I hooked on, I got it near the end. I
Yeah.
did dig it. Yeah.
Dope Thief.
I liked that right up until about the last, I think the cat that was the lead, he just got on my ever-loving last nerve. But great show. Powerful.
Yeah, Dope Thief was great.
God.
Department Q. That was like the British.
Yeah, you'd love
was
that. Yeah.
good. Blue Lights.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Irish Cop.
Irish Cop movie, TV series.
TV series.
New
And
season.
what I like about some of these, like Department Q and Blue Lights, you're not looking at mayhem. Like you don't have the big highs and the big lows. You have a nice little roller coaster for the episode.
Yes.
But the brutality is not there. And I'm really into a good story, and I don't need the highs and like the decapitations and stabbings and all of that.
I will admit, though, you give me some Mobland, I can't get enough of it.
Yes.
But then you turn around and you watch this really charming Blue Lights and then the rom-com, and you go, and after you see a couple of those, especially with the political unrest in the world today, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole because if I did, I'd probably tick off a whole bunch of people, but we've just lost, there's a good bit of us that have lost our collective shit, and we need to just like try a little kindness and graciousness and gratitude and peacefulness and harmony without getting on a box. But right, am I right here?
Yeah, I feel like the grace should come from also people around explosive situations. My sense is people are being pushed to a stress place, and you see it bubble up on the road or in the grocery store over things that wouldn't normally ignite that type of a response. But I think that what's happening in our world right now is just, who can feel settled in this environment.
Well, I think we have covered the TV series. I will say a show that I tried to like, and I liked it, and then I wouldn't, and then I did, and then I wouldn't, and I don't know why I was so wishy-washy because great acting, but Landman, I just couldn't quite fully get my hands around it.
I think you know, that is one for me too. I want to really like Landman. There's extreme behavior,
Yeah.
and I think maybe for me, I need a little just more of that quiet sometimes versus do I want another screamer in my head? I don't need another screamer in my head, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to like Landman. There are a couple, just two more that we did really like. One was The Girlfriend, Robin Wright
Oh,
directed
yeah. Oh, yeah.
that, and then The Beast in Me. We
Oh,
liked
yeah.
that. We watched that recently.
That was
Mm-hmm.
keen. Yeah. I also have an honorable mention. I don't do this
Ooh.
very often, but and I only say this because I want to give props to my gal pal May Cobb with The Hunting
Oh,
Wives.
yeah, that was fun to watch.
Yeah. Now you watched it. I
I
watched
did.
itty bitty pieces of it. It
Uh-huh.
got a little bit too chick flick for me,
Yeah.
but I really admire May. She was
Yeah.
my very first
First guest.
guest on this podcast in June of 21. But yeah, and it got great reviews, and I'm
Mhm.
just so proud of her. Golly day,
Yeah.
she's living that dream.
Yeah. Hey, what about a few documentaries?
Hey, bring them on, sister. Hey,
Do you have any?
I don't. Hey.
Okay. Um, well, I know one that you loved was Becoming Led Zeppelin.
Oh, God, yes.
Something I didn't anticipate it to be. Like I learned a lot. Yeah, it was
Love
great.
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Really enjoyed Mariska Hargitay's documentary, My Mom Jane.
Did
That
not.
was I watched it on an airplane, I think coming back from seeing the grandkids,
Yeah.
and it was so well done. I mean, she seems like such an incredible person. Her heart she just seems to operate from her heart, and her story was really incredible. Jane Mansfield was her mom.
Oh, wow. I
Died in
didn't.
a car crash with her mom and one of the mom's new husbands.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's an incredible her life is just really, uh, very interesting.
I did enjoy watching until I fell asleep on practically every single episode. The American Revolution documentary with Ken Burns that you.
So good, and I ended up buying it. It was like, "This is stupid. I'm gonna watch it 16 times. I'm gonna learn something new in every episode." It felt like being back in American history again, and so well done, so informative, and,
I love that about you. You're a when you find something you like, you just like, I'm buying it. I'm gonna watch it 10 times, and we always do that. We'll watch it like 2 or 3 or 4 times, and we go, baby, let's just buy this thing.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's dumb at a
so
certain point to not.
impeccably, yeah,
Yeah,
impeccably done.
so well done. Um, one, the story, one-on-one, the story of John and Yoko Ono, that was really good too. I think I watched that one of those nights that you were editing something, and then my girl Victoria Beckham.
Oh yeah,
I kind of
she
got
is.
lit up by her when I watched the David Beckham documentary. I was just surprised by like the traditional mom and wife and how supportive she was throughout his career and how they told that story. And then I wear a lot of her well, face, hello, done by Victoria Beckham. I wear her makeup.
Tammy's Face by Victoria Beckham.
I wear her makeup, not her skincare anymore, but I wear her makeup.
Our skincare is by Clarins. We learned about in France when we traveled to France and Italy. We discovered Clarins, not Clarice, but Clarin.
So
Yeah.
funny.
Which is why we look so fantastic.
So the story about Victoria Beckham,
Thank
this
you.
documentary was she wanted to be a designer, a clothing designer for a long time, and she ended up not being a typical superstar who says, hey, I like your clothes. Let me slap my name on it for,
Right.
a certain amount of money. She actually went to school and learned how to become a designer and worked with a couple of really premier, legendary designers to teach her how to design her own clothes. And I respect that. And I enjoyed watching that. And then lastly, Stiller and Miera.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing Lost. Ben
Yeah.
Stiller and his sister. Very interesting childhood.
Wow.
Really
kidding.
learned a lot about their upbringing and just what it was like to be in that environment and the difference between the mom and the dad. And yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah. I so admire him and that whole family. Talking about just blessed with talent, for crying out loud. Wow.
There's one, I'm sorry, I'm like taking over.
Go ahead.
Last one, and then I'll pass it back to you, Dave. Is I really
So funny
want
when you call me Dave.
I want to see the Billy Joel documentary.
Yeah.
His music, he's
Okay. Well, I feel not as smart as you because I did not watch as many documentaries, but I'll tell you what, I sure did like them. You did them very well. I'm going to shine on the top 10 thriller fiction books.
yeah.
Now, this is always tough for me, as you very well know.
Mhm.
So it's almost not even fair for me to do this because I love everybody that comes on the show. Literally. Everybody's books were fantastic. This may be one of the best years for thriller books that I've had since I started the show. And they're all fantastic. There is no one better than the other. Matter of fact, I'm going to rattle off 10. They're not even in my top 10 order.
They're just 10 that you like.
They're just 10 that when I went back and thought about the almost 40 that I read, these are the ones that just stood out. And I'm not going to drill down on them because I'll do a little bit. But I mean, again, how do I say it anymore without saying, like, Jack Stewart, for instance? I liked everything that Jack Stewart writes.
Yeah.
If I praise Jack Stewart all the time and I have him on the show all the time, people are like going, is he a sponsor as well? So
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, you just like his work. And you like him. It's easy to root for. He's a good guy. He's a good
I love
family
me some
man.
Jack Stewart.
Yeah.
John. Joel Dicker wrote a book called Wild Animal. Now, Joel is, I think he chatted with me from Switzerland. Charming as hell. Really loved our conversation. A amazing book. Kyle Mills, a guy who's been on the show a number of times. Everyone knows Kyle Mills.
Yeah.
Probably in some ways, one of the most underrated writers, but really not really because everybody loves him and everything he writes kind of turns to gold. But and is charming and has always been kind to me and gracious. And he wrote a book called Fade In, which I personally felt like was one of my all-time favorites of his.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Megan Abbott is one of the most delightful gals. I love talking to her. She is such an interesting gal. She's smart. She's intellectual. She's beautiful. She's funny. She can write. She can write your pants off. I mean, it's crazy. And El Dorado Drive was a hell of a ride. Enjoyed that one. Adrian McKenty, I mentioned him earlier, had more fun hanging out with Adrian McKenty. I could literally do a podcast with Adrian McKenty. I wouldn't get in many words edgewise because he loves to talk. Kidding, Adrian. But Hang On St. Christopher, hell of a read.
You guys have a nice dynamic on the, like, yeah, he would you'd go head to head. And
we'd go head to head.
That's fun.
We like a lot of the same things. And he's from the other side of the world. So it's just interesting. Anyway, Eric Rickstad is probably one of the most talented writers. Like when he wrote Lilith last year, I'm still talking about Lilith. You hear that, Shane Salerno? I mean, I'm still talking about that book. But his book, Remote the Six, holy bananas, just mind-boggling. Tess Gerritsen. I recommend Tess Gerritsen to more of my gal friends. I don't know why that, but I have a lot of gal friend readers. I'm thinking about my sister and her partner and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this genre of hers, the enclave in the mountains, who were former
CIA.
CIA,
Yeah.
the summer guests.
Yep.
Golly day, you can't put that book down.
Mm-hmm.
A guy that I've discovered, he knocked on my door. I answered. I read the book. I think I read it probably one of the fastest reads I've had. We went to London. We tried to make connection with him. Thomas Trang wrote a book called Dark Neon Dirt.
Yes.
I've talked to everybody I know about that guy in that book. Stunning, fun read.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas, I still apologize. I owe you a pint. All right. Marshall Karp has become a good friend. Don't Tell Me How to Die. Talking about a guy who is chewing on a bone and won't let that bone go. Every time I turn on social media, he's pimping that book, and he should. It's a good book. I mean, he said goodbye to James Patterson and went his own merry way. Of course, they're still best friends, but he's now my best friend, James. So there, Jimmy, bye-bye. Don't Tell Me How to Die. Great book. Gary Quessenberry, Homecoming. Just this guy, you're going to be talking about this guy for years to come, and I'm going to wrap it up with Scott Turow because I read Presumed Innocent decades ago, and Presumed Guilty was just as good. And again, I read 40. They were all fantastic. Those were the 10 that I whipped out on a cocktail napkin as I thought, okay, these are the ones that just stuck out at me. But every one of you guys are fabulous writers.
Mm-hmm. If you had, I'm kind of putting you on the spot here.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Do you have any like top 3 guests that you've had, even just from the time you started the podcast until now?
My number one favorite guest, you are putting me on the spot.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm such a fanboy, and I think his work is remarkable, and I cannot get enough of him. And he's such a kind, gentle spirit, and he's so wise, and we've been able to develop a friendship, which I appreciate, is Don Winslow.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got to sit down with him on his farewell tour, which was pre-return tour, it was amazing.
And how lucky for us that he is back in the mix and writing.
Cannot wait
Yes.
to see what he does next.
Yeah.
He's already getting great press. Now, he's talking about AI. He's gone off the deep end on AI. I don't know if it's Shane or who over at the Story Factory is doing what, but putting together these ads, AI ads with Don. The latest one I saw, he's doing a reenactment of Kill Bill, and he's kicking a room full of people's ass with knives and blood splattering everywhere. It's an okay likeness, not really good. I think you guys can do better, but it's not bad.
Memorable.
I give you huge
You're talking
props.
about it.
I'm talking about it. And Don, he practically walks on water. And by the way, you owe me lunch at our favorite little jaunt there in Cardiff. Number 2 would be, I'm going to go back to Adrian because I just had so much friggin' fun with him. I mean, that's talking about, here it is. You throw anything at him, and I think he at me almost, he can knock it. He can hit it. He's not going to wiffle ball that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when and he asks questions. There's one little tiny pet peeve that I would probably like to have said something about along the way is I'm amazed at how many people sometimes don't ask questions. And it is kind of interesting because you can not only learn something, but it'll open up the conversation. But, and a third, I don't know. I've always been a big fan of Meg Gardner.
Yeah.
And we always have a delightful time together. I mean, see, now I'm going to go down and I'm thinking of all the people I have fun with. I mean,
yeah. But isn't that nice? It's like you have people that bring a lot to the conversation. You have people that you have fun with.
Yeah.
You have people that no doubt have just like you've always been a fan of Don's and looking forward to connecting with him socially and then on the podcast. And the same thing with Jack Stewart, Chris Hottie.
Yeah.
How many friendships have you developed? If we flew into a town where some of these people lived, you could call them up and say, hey, let's go have a coffee or let's grab lunch or dinner or
Yeah.
whatever. And they do it. Like, what
Or
a
if it,
gift.
yeah, if it's David McCloskey and Jack Stewart, we're having bourbon or beers, and if it's Adam Hanby, I don't know, we've never drank together before, but we always have really good, intellectual,
Yeah.
deep, soulful conversations.
Yeah. Well, this
Just
has been fun. I'm
yes,
excited to pick up and talk about how some of this stuff lands next year. Like, how did this show work out, or what movie did
yeah,
we kind of miss talking about?
yeah. There are some new things in the wings
Mm-hmm.
for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
I have been going back and forth about how to talk about them. I don't think I'm going to talk about them right now, but I'm coming up with some things for 2026 that are about as divergent and off the beaten path as about anything I could say, and it's going to be very exciting.
I like Nonfiction Fridays. I also, like you, came up with something, True Crime Tuesdays.
True Crime Tuesday. How about that? True Crime Tuesday. See, I can't even
Yeah,
say it. True
it's
Crime
mouthful.
Tuesday.
But hey, again, this makes it memorable. Like,
Yeah.
how fun would that be? Get Mr. Joe Kenda back on.
Oh, by the way, folks, my wife is a bit of a statistician. And Joe Kenda's shows, he's been on twice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of his shows, or maybe both, I don't know if they're tallied total, probably one of the highest watched shows of the entire
Hands down.
the
Yeah, hands
entire
down.
show. And P.S., he wasn't even physically on the show. He was on audio because he did not like, he didn't want to do anything that was not Zoom. I hate Zoom. I despise Zoom. I said Zoom didn't even work, blah, blah, blah. But the audio was fine. And damned if his numbers are the highest of all. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sweetheart,
Yes, dear.
this has been a very fun end of the year, Christmas, holiday, Happy New Year, ho, ho, ho podcast.
Yes, it has. And you're always delightful. You always show up prepared. You're always charming. Everyone loves you, not as much as me, but they do. And so many people say, and I'm never quite sure exactly how to take it, Dave, why don't you have more Tammy? Please, she's a really good co-host, maybe even a better host. Get her on more, would you please? Thank you. So I don't know what'll happen, but who knows what'll happen in 2026.
Yeah, you know.
I wish you all very well. I hope you will pick up the book, Life in Two Columns, Shit That Matters, and everything else, because life is really kind of in two columns. That's why the title came about. It's my journey through prostate cancer. This book could save your life. There's a great conversation with my urologist in there. We have a heart-to-heart conversation. It's funny, right, honey? Pitch this for me just as a little rep. I get self-conscious.
Life in Two Columns is for anyone that is a caregiver, i.e., I was your caregiver. I still am your caregiver as we continue our path, forging our path through this journey. It's also for, I have a brother, I have a son, I have a father, I have a stepfather, I work with men, I have men that are friends. Like, this is not just a, what if book. It's actually something that we all have men in our lives one way or another. And it's something that people should be aware of if they're not. And if it doesn't pertain to prostate cancer, from a cancer perspective, it's very informative about just how to approach some of these very heavy, alarming conversations as the patient, but also as the caregiver.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's specific to prostate cancer, but the reality is it is a book that is reachable for anyone that is going through a major health crisis, or the person or people that are in that person's life trying to support them.
Thank you. So beautifully done.
Thank you. And you're welcome.
And and again, I don't generally, we've been on the show for 4.5 years. I don't do a whole lot of self-service, and I don't pitch a lot of my own stuff.
You don't toot your horn.
I don't toot my horn, but I really should more often because I've got the perfect platform for it. But this book means something to me. I mean, when you get as close to having a disease almost kill you, it does change your perspective of life, which is why it's Life in Two Columns. So pick it up for a friend. It's, all the information will be on the screen. But again, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Merry Christmas, whatever it is.
There are so many festivities to celebrate and enjoy. And I'm just walking all over your words. I'm so sorry.
Happy Festivus. Yeah, there's just so many. It's just whatever you celebrate it with open arms, show love to everyone, and just enjoy the holidays. Take time off. What did my wife say from the moment she woke up this morning? And I don't have to work today. So she's finally taking a nice break. We're going to see some family, see our grandkids. Just going to be so much fun. So folks, thank you so much. It's been a great year, and we'll see you down the road.
Very nice. Yes, we will.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye now.
Hey guys, Dave Temple here. Listen up. You can be tough, rugged, a mountain climbing lumberjack with a beard like Zeus, but not getting your prostate checked? That's not brave. That's actually dumb. I thought I didn't need it either. Guess who was wrong? Bingo. One tiny test, 15 minutes, and boom, my life changed. Surgery, recovery, enough awkward doctor moments to last a lifetime. But thankfully, I am here, and that's why I wrote Life in Two Columns, Shit That Matters and Everything Else. It's a book that's honest, helpful, and occasionally embarrassing enough to make you snort laugh. Grab the ebook for 99 cents or the paperback for only $10 for a limited time right now on Amazon. Just search Life in Two Columns. $1 on an ebook and 10 for a paperback? Come on. And if you want to read while someone with a buttery radio voice perhaps reads it to you, go to davidetemple.com and snag the audiobook for only $11. Yeah, $11. davidetemple.com. P.S. It's also on Audible. Seriously, go to davidetemple.com, laugh a lot, cry a little, but most importantly, learn something. And for the love of all that's holy, get checked. Thanks.